definitely voted like that. You know, because they have seen that, yes, almost, I can say 90% of their, proper leaders has defected to the APC party. So they will not just sit down. They, of course, do like a propaganda. But everybody knows who are those people that defected. Nobody defected from ACPC to PDP. Only maybe from some minor parties in the state. So you could see that, you know, the essence. Of course, it's just like what people say that, yes, that of course is you shout after the attack. Hausa saying that Ihu Bayan Hari. So that's what we just consider that one, because they have seen that majority of the people, at least strong members of the PDP, has defected to APC, and of course they make the party very weak. And therefore now they are trying to say, yes, they are still existing. So I think that's what I will just consider that they are rally and whatever.
They did not pose any threat to you?
Of course, no, nothing. When even majority of their people who are the strong, party members have defected to APC. You know, they came back to us and we accepted them. Everybody saw it. You saw it. Everybody saw it. The time, you know, they defected, we were there, we received them in thousands, hundreds in thousands. So at least what they did, because you cannot just sit down. They cannot just sit down and be a political party. And they know what killed them, impunity. And still that impunity is there. So they are not going anywhere.
So Mr. President comes from Katsina State, and you are also from Katsina State. Can you speak to us on the chances of Mr. President having declared to go for second term?
No, God will, he will succeed. That's what we are hoping, and we praying for him. And of course, everybody is in the good work he's doing. You know,
can you speak to us on some of the good work, especially in your area of road construction where you came from?
Okay, so of course, recently I can know that, you know, road construction, that's another issue. You know, it's something that is state by state. You have to first of all go and do the survey, see what is the condition of the roads, you know, and then come and sit down, you know, design how you are going to repair it. So it takes time. You can see that, for example, now to construct a road, at least it takes nothing less than like 3 to 4 years, because you have to go and do a general survey, and then you make sure that, yes, what are the problems of the road, you know, before you come and sit down and say, okay, let's redesign this road, you know, and then let's now award it for construction. Let's now also make sure that, yes, they maintain A road, trunk A road, and then maybe trunk A road, reconstruct them, rehabilitate them, you know. So all these are things that, of course, I know the government now is trying to do. You know, it cannot just maybe the first year they came and then they say, okay, work up. It's not emergent. Road work is not like building. You can build mansions in maybe 1-2 years, but road work, it takes, stages.
What of in the area of job and creation, employment, and other things?
Yes, of course, you know, they are trying to do their best. That's what we believe. You know, for example, now, wherever this work now comes up, I know recently the award, like even just an example now, this Abuja, Kaduna, Kano. You know, they recently gave approval at one of the Federal Executive Council meeting. So you see that way, if, for example, now the work starts, of which I believe it will soon start, many people will get job there. So there are many ways, you know, like the agriculture, empowerment they are trying to do. You know, that's a program now. They call it Focus Lab. I attended it. No, I'm an engineer, but of course I'm also interested in seeing that, yes, I invested in agriculture. So these are all ways that, yes, will create opportunity, employment opportunity to people.
So you are in support of continuity?
Yes, of course, yes, because nobody knows. You cannot do magic, at least to say that within 3 years, because it's only 3 years. The 4th year now will be campaign, this, that. So therefore, everybody knows that even those who governed the country before, you know, at least they did it, and if not later, who, of course, that one is a, different thing. He died, but all those ones that did, at least they did 6-8 years. And now, of course, they have done something. So that, yes, I believe that until unless the president at least allowed to do another 4 years, that's when now we can judge him.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kabir Abdullahi, for being part of the program.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Abdullahi.
I've been speaking with Engineer Kabir Abdullahi Barkia, a chieftain of APC from Katsina State. The program Political Update continues shortly. Don't go away. For the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, it is now time for reappraisal and opening its doors for political parties and politicians with like minds to form alliances ahead of 2019. This was reached at a 79th NEC meeting of the party held at Wadata Plaza.
Who will join us to integrate? Who will join us to collaborate? Who will join us to form a coalition of Nigerians? Nigerians are expecting from you. It is not an individual interest. We can't do it on our own. We need all Nigerians. We need the leaders from all sectors. The business community, the religious community, the political class, all sections of this country must come together.
Mr. Chairman, we've listened to you on the effort you are making to expand both the fortune and size of our party. We can only wish you well and tell you clearly that you have our support, and you must do everything possible together with our colleagues in NWC to ensure that we win the presidential election next year.
For North, the snake is there. So we are there. PDP is there. And PDP will remain one until we win all our elections. I want to congratulate the ESCO, the chairman, for moving to Ekiti to cheer them up. I pray that God will help us to win the forthcoming election in Ekiti State.
The program will now visit Jigawa State, northwestern part of the country, where hundreds of APC supporters held a rally endorsing President Muhammadu Buhari and the APC government in the state. The rally was held in the northwest senatorial zone of the state.
The mammoth crowd just from one senatorial zone converged on Gumel town to express their support for President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Muhammad Badaru Abubakar of Jigawa State. The senator representing Jigawa Northwest Senatorial Zone, Alhaji Abdullahi Muhammad, said there is no alternative to President Muhammadu Buhari as the President Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces come 2019.
We are endorsing them for the second time. What they did, we are satisfied in this senatorial district that what they did is enough. We have peace, we have the economy is good, and we are fighting corruption.
Look at all this crowd. It's made by only two people. One, the governor of Jigawa State, Alhaji Badaru Abubakar. The second one is Mr. President. They have all their support.
The story is the same in the faraway United Kingdom. Nigerians in diaspora held a rally drumming up support for the re-election of the President, Muhammadu Buhari.
For those in the United Kingdom, the decision by the Nigerian leader to run is not only fulfilling and reassuring, but in the best interest of the country.
We need President Muhammad Buhari, and regardless of who you worship, what God you call upon, please pray for the man. Hold up his hand and allow him another 4 years to carry through the project that he started.
So that me and you and our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will have a better and greater Nigeria.
If we disrupt that, Nigeria will just fall backwards many more years. So in my own opinion, I support the government wholeheartedly because the government means well. It might be painful now, but joy comes tomorrow.
2019 is a time that Nigerians need to come up and support the God-given president we have.
Rome is not being in a day. We need to be patient.
The respondents expressed the belief that, given the circumstances President Buhari met on ground on coming to power, he has lived up to expectations, especially in diversifying the economy, tackling corruption and insecurity, describing them as well as his honesty, integrity, and patriotic disposition as his major selling points.
Well, it's on this note we come to the end of today's edition of the program update. It is our hope you enjoy every bit of the package. Do keep a date with us next week for another interesting package. On behalf of my colleagues, I am Abdullahi Garba Brenokudu. Say bye.
Can I see your particulars, sir?
Officer, my particulars no dey here.
In that case, you'll have to come with me to the police station.
Officer, which levels? Where I for find you something make you take arrange your weekend.
What? Offense number 1, driving without particulars. Offense number 2, trying to bribe an officer of the law.
I won't harass Nigerians or take bribe. Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Taxation, that depressing but constant reality on the minds of everyone.
A particular spot might turn out to be a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Mayor Ogi. For deadline system.
It is obvious that's a negative relationship between taxes and business.
The government in bringing development to the grassroots. For Deadline 360, I'm Emmanuel Lene.
To generate electricity through nuclear energy, precautionary measures has to be taken. I am Muhammad Nasir reporting for Deadline 360.
Laws and regulations guiding revenue generation in Nigeria.
If the rent gets down to the landlords and business operators, it will eventually make them increase their service charges.
It's good to have you join us this week. I'm Hauwa Sali.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Death is always regrettable, since human life is surely transient, and death